Hi everyone, I'm in Colorado now, and this is the setup video that I had been talking about for a while on Discord. Now, before I actually get to it, I did want to say that even though these are car camping and evangelism videos, I want you all to know that, or I just want it to be known that car camping is not the point here. The car is built as a means to an end. What I mean is, the point isn't adventuring. The point isn't, going here and camping, or taking any sort of unnecessary high risks in order to see if I can camp somewhere. No, the car is built to get me to where I need to be for evangelism specifically. And so, to that end, I had the car is really packed, and it's because the goal is to be able to be self-sufficient, to do everything from the inside, with as few instances of having to leave the car once I'm parked. And so just remember that the car is packed, and it doesn't look as pretty as it could, but it is what it is. I have everything I need. I hope that everything you see here helps you to understand that this is very much possible, not just the camping part, but being able to be self-sufficient in a way that you can go out there and evangelize. And so let's get down to the build. This is Miss Cherry. She's a 2017 Subaru Forester, and she has everything I need. And so, again, just remember, there's a travel mode, and there is a sleeping mode. Right now she is in travel mode. That means there's a lot of stuff everywhere, and you won't really be seeing me using the tailgate too much, because let me show you. Let me unlock her. Because if you look, the box so big that tailgate only lifts up so much. But anyway, I can still get to some things here. For example, underneath everything, I have it's actually advertised as a as a survival blanket, like a thin survival tarp. It's just to add a bit of waterproofing and a bit of insulation. Right here you see the back of my fridge. I think the technical is the Medic CFX 35. Has all my cold stuff. This is one of my bins. This bin has my, like you can see, my contacts and stuff, my slippers, and has my flashlights, extra batteries, and supplements. Over here on this side, in this little nook, I have this little bag. It's actually what this thingy came in, and it's filled with hand warmers and toe warmers. I have this whole rain outfit thingy in here. This is one of the 12-volt cords right now. It's hooked to my power station. And in case you're wondering why my fridge looks like this, it's because I did cover it in Reflectix to add a bit of insulation. Now this lunchbox is not a lunchbox. Well, it's a lunchbox, but it actually holds my power station. And so right now it's at 100% because I've been charging it for this whole drive into Colorado. And I'll give more information on the power station later, but it's a Power Republic 1200 watt. Now these bins, this particular one has pajama bottoms and shorts and stuff like that. This one has socks, underwear, white shirts. This one has all my long sleeve shirts. Now going back here once again, I can show you what I sleep on. Okay, so most people who car camp have this thing. It's a 3 or 4, I think it's a 3-inch tri-fold memory foam mattress. but since I'm a side sleeper, I thought it might bottom out. So I went to Walmart and I got an extra 3-inch memory foam that I cut to put it under here. So I know that 6 inches for a mattress seems a bit excessive, especially for car camping, but remember, this is a means to an end. The whole point is to be as comfortable as possible, because you all know what it's like to get a lack of sleep, a lack of good sleep in particular. It can just mess you up. And I'll show you more of the blanket situation a little bit, but on top of all this, I can get a better view in a little bit, but on top of it, it's not an electric blanket, it's more like an electric sheet. It's a fitted sheet that goes over and it warms you from the bottom up. I've already used it a couple times. It's fantastic. Highly recommend. Okay. So even though I could have gone the Reflectix route for the window covers and all that, Reflectix tends to break down. And the more you use it, the more flimsy it gets. And so even though it cost a bit more, I got these WeatherTech ones, which of course have a reflective side and a black side. Reflective side, if it's hot outside, you put it in the windows and it reflects the heat. If it's cold, then you flip them. You have the reflective part inside and it adds just a touch more insulation. And it'll reflect the heat. In case you're wondering, because I'm sure you've seen it by now, this is one of the methods of using the bathroom. There is a female version of this. Well, it's not really a female version so much as it's the exact same thing, but it just has an attachment. It's really good because you don't have to get out of the car. You do have to clean it, so of course, clean it. And if you're doing anything with propane, which I do, my cooktop is propane and my buddy heater is propane, always have a carbon monoxide detector. Oh, and by the way, before, as I just noticed, there are quite a few cars that are built this way, and I don't know why they do it, but I've especially seen it in Subarus. When you lay the back seats down, it's not flat. It has this hump, and so you have to even it out. That's why a lot of people build platforms, to even out this surface. Well, I didn't really want to build anything. I didn't want to spend anything on lumber. I just wanted to even it out. And so one of the quickest and easiest ways I saw was I got one of these tables, and when it's folded in half, it does the job. Right here, these are actually my solar panels, again from Power Republic, so it's kind of like a matching set. 200 watt solar panels. I have yet to use it because I haven't been in a situation where I have to just yet. And going to the driver's side back, as I said, a bit of a mess because there's only so much you can do. But okay, so with a lot of builds, you'll see that for more cargo space, people will lay down this seat, so then you have this whole thing. But I went the route of keeping this seat open, which I'm really, really happy I did, because not only does it allow a place to change and do everything, but no, this is not a TV. As you all know, I don't watch TV. This is my second monitor, because doing my work, editing videos and just doing studies, it's a lot easier on 2 monitors. And so I have my computer bag right there that of course has everything I need. And this is just so your laptop can breathe. And what I do when I set it up, and I'll make a video in the future that shows it, is that I'll move my pillows out of the way and put the platform here with my computer on top of it. When I park, the driver's seat is all the way forward and all the way reclined forward. So there's actually a ton of space here. So yeah, like I said, more about the blanket situation. I like layers instead of like a big comforter or whatnot. And so I have a sheet underneath everything, yellow blanket, and then this pug blanket. I say pug because it has pugs. And then this blue blanket, which I really like. And I have this one, and in case it gets real cold, I have this one. And so one of the reasons I like layers is because I'm hot-natured. Because I'm hot-natured, I need to either put on layers or take off layers. It's even how I treat the winter. Instead of, I mean, I do have a big, thick, puffy jacket, but I typically don't use it. And I'll just layer up hoodies. Okay, and so This is one of my fans. One of the reasons I like this fan is it's rechargeable. And so you don't have to worry about batteries, you just have to charge it. And it's a stepless fan, which means, you know how a normal fan is like 0, 1, 2, 3. This one, it's as low as you want, or as high as you want, and anywhere in between. I think it's really worth it to have a thermometer in indoor, outdoor. And so when I park, what I'll do is I'll take the outdoor and I'll put it here. It needs to be somewhere in the shade. And then I have an idea of how cold it is outside. So then I can prepare. Now, that electric heating sheet thingy, this is the control. And it goes up to 12 and like a 12-hour shut off, I think. But yeah, this is where I charge everything. Okay. So you see, this is my plate. Don't worry about that. This is my toiletry bag. And this is Cutie. I sleep with Cutie every night. Don't judge me. She's just a comfort. She has a lavender smell to her, and I really enjoy that. That pillow is not necessarily there for comfort, though it's comfortable. It's there to kind of, remember, doors on cars, really the entire car is not insulated. So my first night sleeping, I noticed that I was getting really cold coming off of that, even though I had the thing up. I had the WeatherTech thing up, and I was getting cold. So I figured I needed some sort of buffer, some sort of insulation. So I went to Walmart. I got this longer but still cheap pillow and just stuffed it there, and it's been fantastic ever since. Also, nothing on me is actually hitting or touching the cold door, so it's been fantastic. These things I saw off of a lady who was car camping. This is just twine. Get some jute twine, tie it in a knot, stuff it in here. Now you have hooks. These are my sleeping eyes. I don't really have a problem with sleeping when it's bright, but this provides a bit of comfort, and it does help in times that it's just that I need it. And plus it helps to keep my head from getting too cold in the night. This is the control for my fairy lights. Fairy lights are fantastic. I think I talk about it in another clip that I'm going to add to this video. The reason I like fairy lights is because they have a soft color to them. And it comes in, I think, 16 feet. So I have it wrapped around. And so when I wake up in the morning, I turn this on, it doesn't hurt my eyes. They're really cheap and they're really worth the investment. As you can see, I have bungee cords going through here. If I need a brighter light, and sometimes I do, like for study, I have this, and I have this lantern as well. I also have these curtains. I haven't used them because I haven't had a need, but I still have them up just in case. Okay, turning back to my power station. The top of my fridge kind of acts like a shelf at night where I put all my stuff, like my glasses, my thermometer, and all that. I always keep the WeatherTech one up here so the sun isn't beating down on this. It already has a fan that's kind of loud, and I just don't want it to, I don't want it to overheat. Also, inside of here, I have kind of insulated the battery because it has, it's not too narrow, but it's kind of a narrow operation range. And over here you can see I cut out a section for the exhaust fans. Here's my microphone because I need it. Like I said, more hooks from the twine. Okay, so I'm actually only going to do one of these windows just to show you what it's like. I'm not going to do all four. But when there are bugs out, and even though we're approaching winter, it's not really winter yet. And so there are still bugs. You need some ventilation, and so you want some wind. These things I have for all four doors, and I'll show you what they look like. So really it's a bug screen on the inside and out. And what it allows you to do is open the window without any bugs coming in. And so, like I said, it allows for ventilation while not allowing any bugs in. So it's really a fantastic thing, and highly recommend getting this. Otherwise you're going to get bugs in your car. Driver's seat is typical. I don't really have anything. But then, of course, I have the dock for my phone. And that's the passenger seat. Like I said, it's not pretty. I have my extra gloves. I have tracks there. I also have tracks in there. Here's one of my 3 gallons. Now, if there's anything that I truly recommend when it comes to this, or even if you're just car camping or whatnot, get one of these. It's a rechargeable faucet, and you don't have to bother with the whole take your water out, put your container, pour it, and all that. So it really is one of the best things ever. There's nothing that you take from this. Please, just seriously, this thing is the best. I'll try to do this, but I'm kind of one-handed. Actually, you know what? Let me hook my GoPro to my head mount. The problem with the head mount is that I don't really know where it's aiming at any given time. So sorry if things are out of frame. So I will be right back. Okay, I got it working. If you see my phone every once in a while, it's because there's a way to enable preview so I can actually see where my camera's facing. See what I mean? And so it's just so I know I have things in frame. But back to the faucet. Seriously, this thing is better than, I mean, it's more like a quality of life sort of thing. And just let me show you. So seriously, it's one button and then you're done, and that's it. It's not just a matter of convenience, but like I said, it's a quality of life thing because you don't have to move anything. The only downside I would say to the faucet is that it does sometimes leak. It's not 100% secure, even with the thing. And so, you know, I just have this towel that I put here in case the bumping. Remember, when you're car camping, your car is essentially going through an earthquake every time you drive. And so things need to be more secure than you're probably thinking. This is my buddy heater. Paper towels, because you always need them. This was what I was using to record in the beginning. Just a stick. It's actually a floaty stick, so if you take the GoPro in water, it floats. Let's go to the passenger side. As far as the passenger side is concerned, it's not, I mean, there's really nothing I can do here. But what I can say, and forgive me, I really don't want to take this stuff out, but I can show you from here. I think this is the case with every car, but I'll just speak about mine. So your mattress does not want to go, your mattress wants to go further than the back of your seats go. And so you need something to prop up the head. And 3 bins tends to do the trick. These ones that are essentially 7 inches high. And something I learned by watching all these car camping videos is that you want to put the things that you will use least often in the bottom tote, and then the ones that you use more often in the top 2. So like in this one, I have my cooking implements. Like I have, you can see a bottle of propane right here. That is the bottom part of a kettle that I have because I can just plug it into my power station. I also have a ceramic cooktop in there. I don't think I'll ever use it just because it uses too much power. In here I have all my spices, my pan that I use. You see that stainless steel stuff. It's stuff you can get at Walmart, and it has like 2 pots, cups, sporks. They're just things to cook in. I actually like the pan that I got because it has a removable handle. Many of you have probably already seen something like that. I also have cleaning stuff. You can see the scrubby and everything that you need for cooking, like spatulas and all that. And I think you can see right there, that's one of the things that I put my seasonings in. This bottom tote is an emergency tote. It has a tow strap, it has a jump box. The jump boxes are, I mean, they're pricey, but they're worth it, because even though I have jumper cables in my cargo box on the roof, which I'll show the cargo box in a little bit. What if you're in a place where you can't get a jump and there's nobody there? Well, these jump boxes, like the one I got, it can jump my car 3 times before it's dead. And so that's really important. I have a 12-volt tire inflator thingy, and just random things here and there, including tools. That's an emergency tote that can be at the bottom. And by the way, this bottom tote is a different size than these ones. These top ones are the 32 quart. This one's 25, and the reason for that is because these are too big to be at the bottom. And with the rails for the seat, there's no chance anything would have fit. As you can probably see, it's a bit cockeyed just to be able to fit there. And that's just kind of what you have to do. So sorry that I'm not taking them out. In future videos, you'll see me cook and do things like that, but I just wanted to get this setup video out of the way. Now, passenger side. I always have to make sure things don't want to fall. This is my WeatherTech windshield blocker one. So I can actually take some things out. These are some of the other windows. These are my dry food bins and snacks. And so I praise the Lord because there have been quite a few people who have contributed to my food situation, and I thank you all very much, because if there's anything I haven't had to worry about on this trip so far, it's food. And so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Over here I have pistachios. I actually have a reason. The reason I have pistachios is because they help with my headaches. I don't know why, I don't know if I'm the only one, but pistachios really help with my headaches. This is one of my jackets, just a thin one. Like I said, I do the thin thing. Ooh, I want to show you this in a minute. Just a minute. Sorry. This is my backpack that I recently got. It's not just a backpack, it holds my Camelback. And that's very... There was one time, actually, I think it was the last time I came to Colorado. I had my Camelback, but I didn't have any storage. And so having my Camelback in a backpack where I can hold my tracks, I can hold snacks and food and stuff, and also have a bunch of water, that's really going to help in evangelizing. The last time I came here, which was I think a couple of years ago, I honestly don't remember, which was a couple of years ago, I had a big AWOL bag. If you don't know what an AWOL bag is, you can look it up. It's just a really big backpack. And it was a bit too heavy. And so with this, when you're walking around for miles and miles and miles and miles and talking to people, you want something that's more like a hiking pack, because it has the chest strap, it has the waist strap, so you can take the weight off of your shoulders. It's just an all-around better experience if you do it that way. And so this is one of my favorite purchases. Now for water, I have this, I think it's a 6-gallon, yeah, a 6-gallon Bluey, and I have another like this 3-gallon. I have another 3-gallon down there. Honestly, I think I'm gonna get rid of this. It takes up too much space, and it's easy enough to just have the 2 3-gallons, and then when one is out, I'll go to Walmart or somewhere, and they have the fountain, not fountain, but just water bottle refiller thingy. And so I can just do that, and I can use this space better. Remember, this whole build in Miss Cherry is a work in progress. You know, this isn't the final of how she's gonna look. Like, one of the reasons I want to get rid of this Bluey is because there's a lot of space in that footwell that's not being used. Now, I can stuff things there, but I want to be more organized, like plan ahead and do it. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna get rid of that thing. Now right here, these are sinks, because you need to wash your dishes, right? And so I have 2 sinks. These things just pop out. Boom, sink. One's blue, one's orange. I could always just leave one at home next time, but right now I left with both of them. So yeah, I left with both of them, and so that's what I have. Oh, and by the way, when it comes time to sleeping, those totes that I have in the back, I actually put them up here, and just so it empties my bed. Now this guy, this is probably my favorite thing when it comes to quality, just having a quality time, really. Oops. Okay, so let me show you what this is. I just got here. And you're already building a spider web on my car. Okay, so this thing is basically the exact same thing as what I have on my window right there, but it's magnetic. And I'm not going to put the whole thing on right now. In a future video you'll be able to see it. But so basically you just put it here, you size it a little bit, and then you can open your sunroof and get ventilation that way. Ventilation is one of the key things when it comes to car camping, and it's especially important if you're using propane at all. If you're using propane, you need ventilation. Yeah, sorry, I just bought the stick and the microphone for my GoPro, so that trash is right there, but I'll get rid of it in a little while. There are bugs that are trying to eat me alive right now, so I'm going to try to make this next part quick. This is my cargo box. Can't really show you everything that's in there because it is packed. But I have a couple more bins. I have an extra sleeping bag in case I get cold. Another couple jackets. That big blue thing right there, that's my laundry bag, because guess what? You're gonna have dirty clothes. And it's kind of an out of sight, out of mind, and you also don't have smells in your car because it's more like a net. I have my muck boots there, which are the best sort of rain boots. I also have, did I just see a bug go in here? I also have my Sorel boots over there that go down into the negatives, so those are good winter boots. I have my shoes there, which I need new because maybe you can see the sole is coming off, or really the tread, not the sole. This is a dehumidifier for the times that I can't, well, I mean, I can still crack the windows in the winter, but you know, it's a dehumidifier, so that's going to help with condensation, because if you've ever been camping or RVing, you know that condensation is an issue and you need ventilation, and it's better if you can find a way to get the moisture out. That bin has t-shirts and pants, including a more winter sort of pant. It's fleece lined. They're Walmart. They're inexpensive and they work. I also have my NutriBullet up there. I have a tent. I don't think I'm going to be camping this winter, but I brought it. I have a tent. It's a 2-man pop-up tent, and I also have up there a pop-up privacy shelter. They're like 7 feet tall. They're meant so like you can take a shower in or like set up your toilet or anything. Oh, and that's another thing before I forget. Hold on. Let me put this down. I think a bug already flew in there. So as far as bathroom stuff goes, remember how I said that I move my driver's seat all the way forward? Well, at night what I do is I set up this little camp toilet. It has this ring where you bring a bag through and you pinch it down onto the seat. It clicks onto this folding toilet thing and you set it up, and it's cramped, but if you need to go to the bathroom, then you don't need to go searching. And then you just throw the bag away. In this bag I have extra mitts, well, 1 pair of mitts, a couple sets of gloves, and this hat, which is really nice. In this bag I have extra toilet paper. I have my coconut water because I always need my coconut water. And I also have my camp chair over here. This thing is for my shoulder and my back. And I think the only thing that I haven't really talked about are my rain guards. Now, I got these, you can install them yourself. It's not too difficult. You just need to take it step by step. But I got these rain guards for a specific purpose, and again, that's ventilation. Because let's say that you're parked somewhere and you need ventilation, but it's raining. Well, if you don't have rain guards, then what's going to end up happening is that rain gets in, right? Well, the rain guards allow you to open your window about an inch, inch and a half, and then you don't have to worry about it. What if there are bugs and it's raining and you still need ventilation? Well, you can put one of the nets up, and then from there you can still crack the window. Or what if it's snowing or something? Then you can still crack your windows, no snow gets in. So it's really all about ventilation. Final thoughts. Again, I want to emphasize that this build is a means to an end. The point isn't to go places adventuring or camping for the sake of camping. The entire point is evangelizing and to be as comfortable as possible. And the reason I emphasize comfort is because the last thing that I want to worry about while doing this work is, where's my food going to come from? How am I going to stay warm? Where's the next bathroom? With those concerns out of the way, I can devote more time and energy and effort and brain power and all that into just the work. I also want to emphasize that a build doesn't need to be as complete as you think. If the Lord is calling you to go out and evangelize and spread the gospel, then he's going to take care of you. He's going to make sure that you have everything you need. It happened to be that in my case, this is the build that he called me to do. And so again, even though I have all this stuff, it's not entirely necessary, because the Lord is going to make sure you have the water you need to drink, the food you need to eat, the comfort you need to have. He's going to give you everything you need. Now, because the way he's called me is to go out for a month at a time, or possibly longer at a time, and then go home for a couple weeks, upload the videos, restock on food and anything else that I need, make any adjustments, and then head back out, I had to think of things in a way of being gone for a month and living in my car for a month. I may go to a hotel every couple of weeks, but really the idea is to be able to live in my car and to live in it for long periods of time. So not permanently, but like when I make these videos, having the space behind me to be able to edit the videos and get them ready for uploading when I get home. That's why I decided to forego extra cargo space, so I can have the space to work and eat and all that. One thing I didn't show you is that under my bed I have a table, but that's the setup video. I mean, there are a few knickknacks here and there that I could show, but they're not as important. They're more like extras, primarily having to do with, again, ventilation. Oh, the other thing, you probably saw it actually, is this fan. This fan acts more like an exhaust for when I'm cooking. And so it's facing that way. I can just open my sunroof. And again, if there are bugs, then I have the magnetic net thing that's up there so no bugs get in, because when you're cooking, bugs want to eat it. And so that provides some ventilation. This one's battery operated, so I try not to use it too much. Also, what I've had to do a few times is when I'm parked for the day, it's still hot and it just gets hotter and hotter. And so what I do is I turn this around and then I still open this, but then now it's more blowing toward me. I don't really think there's anything else that needs to be shown right now, but if I can think of anything, you'll see it in future videos. For now, I hope and pray that you were blessed by everything you saw here today, and I hope it helps you and encourages you to know that doing trips like this is entirely possible, so long as the motivation, that your heart is in the right place. And if it's to serve the Lord, then you're going to enjoy trips like this, even through the hardships, even through everything. All of this is going to be enjoyable. And I've been gone for just over a week now, and it's been a blast. I really like it. But for now, I need to go to my mom's house, which is still quite a bit away. But thank you for being part of this setup video. I love you all. God bless.